Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Mary, Queen of Scots. So Mary, Queen of Scots stars Margot Robbie and Saoirse Ronan, and it tells the true story of Queen Elizabeth I and her issues with Mary, Queen of Scots, who was a historical figure who went to France and married the King of France, but he passed on, so she moved back to England and became the Queen of Scotland. And she believed that she had more of a right to the throne than Queen Elizabeth I did. So it follows them and their rivalry throughout many decades and how the two leaders led in very different ways. Mary, Queen of Scots was a movie I was interested in because I like history a lot, and I particularly like this time in history. The era that Queen Elizabeth I ruled was very interesting because she was a very strong ruler, and Mary, Queen of Scots. I just learned all about this in AP European History, so I was excited to check out this movie, and I was quite disappointed with it. I didn't think the trailers looked very good, and I thought maybe that was just something wrong with the marketing department, that they just marketed it as a very stoic and boring history movie. But unfortunately, that's exactly what Mary, Queen of Scots is. I think that history movies, they all have kind of the same message in them, which is, for the actual events that happened in history, the actual people that were there and that were experiencing them, it did not feel like history. It felt like real life. And that's a very strong message, and that's a very important message, because the way that we teach history in school, it's very, very, contrived of any human emotion. We learn about the events, and movies are there to kind of teach us about the people and who they were during the historical events and what it was like for them to witness it. But the issue with that is too many history movies just rely on that as their theme. A good example of the right way to do it is The Favourite, which came out around the same time of Mary, Queen of Scots, and it's weird that two movies with very, very similar time frames, I know that they were 150 years apart, but very, very similar time frames and very, very similar concepts, that they came out so closely together. But The Favourite is a very good example of what Mary, Queen of Scots does wrong. What The Favourite did right is that it had that same message of this is history for the actual people, but it still had more themes in there about power, about deceit, about class, about a whole plethora of things. But Mary, Queen of Scots has none of that. All it has is what it was like for people during the actual history, and that was a huge disappointment. I still think Mary, Queen of Scots is a very impressive movie in terms of performance and in terms of looks. Like, this movie is definitely going to be nominated for Best Production Design. I believe so. I think it could also be nominated for Best Costume Design, because both of those two things were incredible in this movie. And the performances were also very good. Margot Robbie actually got nominated for a Golden Globe, I believe, for her performance. If it wasn't a Golden Globe, it was a Critics' Choice Award. But she got nominated for one of them, and deservedly so. She was great in this movie, although her portrayal of Queen Elizabeth I, I'm pretty sure was pretty wrong, because this movie kind of represented Mary, Queen of Scots as this beautiful figure, and Elizabeth I as this down on her luck, very torn apart person, and I'm pretty sure it was vice versa in actual history. But still, historical inaccuracies aside, Margot Robbie did a great job, and so did Saoirse Ronan, and I think that they were both going for Oscars with this movie, which is upsetting because this movie is not getting a whole lot of Oscar buzz, and rightfully so. I think Mary, Queen of Scots is just an okay movie. It's nothing special, it does absolutely nothing new, and the only really thing in this movie that's exceptional is the ending. The ending is actually sent shivers down my spine. It's a very chilling ending, but the rest of the movie, it's got nothing, and it's all very, very long and very, very boring. I will give Mary, Queen of Scots a 4.25 out of 10. Alright, that concludes my review for Mary, Queen of Scots. So, what are your thoughts on this film, or what is your favorite Renaissance era movie? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.